Cheryl and Laura Lomi, because I know you guys were done.
So the question is, how do you, here comes our
Katie, so we don't get in trouble with the state bar. Just kidding. Can you tell us about your time trying to pass?
Are you in a county or a city? Well, unfortunately, legally, that is what we did. We worked for 4 different legislative sessions to try to pass an overarching dangerous wild animal act in the state of Texas that would prohibit primates and some other animals from being kept as pets. And there is a group, and I'm not making this up, called the Monkey Shirts, with photos of their monkeys on their shirts. And during every single legislative hearing on the Capitol, at least 100 of them, would you say, showed up. And each one of them individually testified, sobbing, that if the legislature passed it, it would take away their child and best friend. And it got to a point where, at the end of it, legislators were like, we know that this is really bad, but this is an army of primate owners, and we're not really interested in dealing with. And so ultimately, it never went anywhere. And at the municipal level, cities can pass municipal ordinances that would prohibit the keeping of certain animals. And I happen to live in San Antonio, where it is illegal in the city of San Antonio to have a primate as a pet, but the counties unfortunately aren't able to do the same thing.
Permits them to designate certain animals to be dangerous animals. So maybe they can add those monkeys to the list.
Go ahead.
So pertaining to trying to get when it was brought up on the other side of it was a veterinary, was somebody with Department of Health Services there to explain all of the diseases that they spread and how tuberculosis is on the rise within Texas because of these primates not having vaccines.
How about you come with us and join us in the state of Texas on a piece of legislation? They can be called as subject matter experts, so a legislator can invite them. I will say during those hearings, I don't remember somebody being there, but we did have several veterinarians testify to the dangers. We talked a lot about herpes B, which was which can easily spread from primates to humans. And so we did talk about several outbreaks like that that happened.
So I have calls that they have that it's not a part of you cannot do it. We did the order to get out of it, but we couldn't go ahead and confirm it or don't know how to confirm it. It was just by word. So then it was just like, what do we control there? And then
And now what?
the new goal monkey, because the spider monkey, the friendly,
This one left real quick. All amazing questions. Okay. Yes.
characteristics, but they have one of the sheep pouches and stuff. So both species or both families are primates. So like where it divides off in their kingdom file class or species, both are under primates. So they're both primates under that code, and that monkey does fall under that code.
Yeah, so it should apply.
Lawyers need to know more about the animal.
But I think that's the laws relating to animals that are coming into their districts. Note to self, I'm not buying any property in Aransas County anytime soon because I don't want to be counted up on a boat at the state fair. Okay, any other questions? We'd love to hear from some ACOs or law enforcement.
Before we leave that issue, if you have certain topics that you want your local prosecutors, attorneys to get educated on, so I'm the animal law section with the state bar, give give you my email, come up to me and I'll give you my card. And I'd be happy to put those CLPs on Zoom, find a subject matter expert, and get your prosecutors educated so that they can help enforce those codes and regulations and actually prosecute some of these issues.
Okay, anybody have questions for us? Anybody? Nobody has questions. All right. Oh, go ahead. Yes, please.
And any attack by dog, if it causes death, the state law says that the court shall order the destruction of the dog. But if it causes serious bodily injury, the court may order the destruction. So the court found, the appellate court found that the dog did commit serious bodily injury, but he charged the owner of the dog trying to find a rescue for the dog to go to. We didn't do anything about it. We just let the court do what the court was going to do. And the owner never found a rescue. So he eventually did order the destruction of the dog. But I feel like, what other option is there that even viable for the court to do?
Okay, so in a death, the judge shall order the dog to be destroyed. If the dog causes serious bodily injury, the judge may order the dog to be destroyed. I think the statute is defective because then it says, if there's not a finding of serious bodily injury, then the judge has to order the dog to be returned to the owner or whatever. The statute does not give, it doesn't say what happens if the judge finds that there was serious bodily injury, but he or she doesn't want to order the dog destroyed. It doesn't say. So we don't know. So I don't have an answer for you. It said you just do whatever you want.
Is that better? Is there a way that that can be fixed?
Yeah, we could go in and fix the law. Sometimes we do that. But on that subject, this is pretty interesting. You're going to be next, but I wanted to say before I forget, we at THLN, it's dangerous sometimes to go in and try to fix a statute. Okay, so there might be. Okay, so for example, this last session we amended the cruelty to animal statute and added negligence as a state of mind that somebody could commit cruelty. But when we go, there's a danger in going in and trying to amend the law, because when we go in and we try to amend, for example, the cruelty statute, that opens it up. And so anybody on, any bad guys, the other side, they can go in, well, we've opened up the penal code, let's make dog fighting legal again. I mean, they can change it and make it worse. So we always have to think long and hard, do we really want to do this, or is it worth the risk to open up the statute? So with that dangerous, but that's how we would fix it. We would introduce a bill to amend the serious bodily injury statute to say that here's what the judge can do if there's a finding of serious bodily injury and the judge doesn't want to kill the dog. You just do it with a bill. But there's always a risk. I mean, they could make the law worse. Tack on amendments and change it and make it worse. Oh yeah. Well, you can tell me.
So, sorry. One of the ways that I think we're considering opening up that statute was to basically diminish the amount of due process that an animal owner would have in the dangerous dog proceedings. So the idea, mostly in response to some of those attacks and deaths in areas like San Antonio, was to make it so that you couldn't confront your accuser. So whoever submitted